Hello, this is Nikki in Niagara, coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada. And welcome to my daily vlog. Today is Monday, we're starting off a new week. And it is, I don't know what time it is since I last looked. It's probably 8 o'clock at night. First we'll get scheduled coloring and then I'll do some talking. So I was asked to color the title page, not the title page, the cover picture out of this book. I have the PDF version and I took the page right out of the binder, and this is the one that we're going to be working on. We'll see how it goes. I might just work on this because they don't take that long to do. So, first thing we have to do is her skin. So, let me look. Oh, you know what I need to do is get my swatch book. Oh my goodness. I always think I've got everything that I need, and then I start filming and it's like, I forgot this, I forgot that. So, let's get a skin color out of here. I think we will go with Barely Beige, which is number 29. So you can follow along with me if you have this picture and you have the set of budget-friendly markers that have the same number codings as I do. Just give you a few random colors so that you can check and see if yours is the same as mine. I'm using number 29, Barely Beige. Some other colors are 71, Cobalt Blue, 66, Baby Blue, 43, Deep, I can't even read that, Deep, what the heck? Deep Olive Green. Oh my goodness, I have glasses on and I couldn't even see it. Number 51, Dark Green, number 7, Cosmos. So, I'm going to go in with Barely Beige and do her skin. So yeah, didn't take me long to get to this. I enjoy coloring Deborah Muller. Her pictures are quite relaxing once you get started on them. So my husband is all better. He didn't go back to work today though because his shift got switched to tomorrow. So he works tomorrow, he goes back to work tomorrow after having had 2 days off of work from this horrible food poisoning. So tomorrow was, not tomorrow, yesterday was quite a busy day. I think I told you guys that we had problems, I'll just put a base here on her eyelids, that we had a problem with our trees in the thunderstorms that we'd had recently, and that we always have some branches that fall down here and there. Well, this last storm, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but it almost took out our eaves trough on the side of our house where we have a line of trees. Well, they're really bushes, but they're as tall as trees on the one side of our house. So yesterday we had the guy came over and cut down all the trees on that side of the house. So we shouldn't have any more damage over the years from oh, I'm gonna have a line up the middle of her face. I just know it. Usually I use chameleon markers for skin, but I just wanted to try using these. Alright, so what are we gonna do? We're just gonna have to go over these tattoos and go over top of this. It's only light color. It's not going to affect much. Let's get this over a bit more. So the one good thing is that the trees are all on the side of the house that my room is. So it looks like I'm going to get a lot more sunlight in this room than I had before. It's actually quite dark in here because of the one tree in particular that would tap on my window whenever it was windy, so that wasn't pleasant either. So I'm glad to have it gone finally. I mean, we haven't done it because it wasn't exactly cheap, but this year there was no getting away from it. I didn't want any more damage to the house. And of course every year they just get bigger and bigger, so so I'm not doing exactly very well on this skin, so don't use my skin as an example here because it's just not turning out well, especially on our shoulders here. And that's a scratchy marker. I don't know if I've even used this one before. I shouldn't really be doing that either, but maybe it'll help. Oh, my arm. My left arm, the one that I got all the shots in because I can't get the cortisone shots. They're just... it's starting to hurt again. The shots didn't last for very long. Got them on Thursday and today is Monday. And I go to the pain clinic every other week right now. I'm supposed to go every week, but my husband just can't be taken off every Thursday, so we do the best we can. Okay, well, that should be better. So, does she have an ear? No ears. Okay, I have a habit of coloring people, and after a while realizing that I missed an ear somewhere. So the weather's been nice anyways the last couple of days. Are those like antenna that she has up there? They certainly are. So we'll have to make those a different color. Yeah, what color hair is this girl gonna have? Is she gonna be... I think I would like her to have bright red hair. Like really red hair. Let's have a look. I think I have vivid red. And geranium is the most reddish, like the brightest red, but that might be just a bit too much. So let's go with number 4, vivid red. And we're going to do her hair. We're just going to do it the one color. There's a lot of hair here though. So, yes, bright and sunny. Okay, I'm going to have to turn my page a bit, and I'll try and make it so my hand isn't in my way too much. But, yeah, nice and sunny, no rain. It's been warm, but it's not hot, because it can get really hot here. It gets into the 90s regularly in summer in my little area here. We have nicer weather where I live than in the nearby surrounding towns and cities. The storms are worse. They get a lot more snow than we do. It can get hotter in the city, but that's because of the humidity and I suppose the closeness of all the buildings and the asphalt and everything. What do I see? Is there hair from the other side? So I finished watching a show yesterday. I kind of binge watched it. It only had, was it 6 or 8 episodes? It was an American show from, how we doing? Yeah, hi, you can see what I'm doing. And it aired in 1989, and it only had these 6. So why can't I remember if it's 6 or 8? I think it was 8. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 8 episodes. And then I guess it got canceled. So many shows on network TV just aired for a short amount of time and then they get canceled. So this one was really good. You first have to let yourself get over the campiness of a show from the 80s, and just from the general attitudes as well, because it's certainly dated in the attitudes between men and women, and all the technology is laughable. They had computers which used DOS, and you know, they were talking about leading edge technology and the terminology as well. A lot of their science and medicine was completely out of date, if not actually, well, sometimes it was just wrong. We've since found out differently, but I don't know if I can't remember if I said the name of the show. It's called Unsub, and it basically had the exact same premise as Criminal Minds. It was about a team of investigators at the BAU, and they looked at cases and decided which ones were worth their time, and then they would hop in their plane and off they'd go to help out the local police, and occasionally they'd take over the case, but usually they worked with the police that were there because they were basically consultants. The type of profiling that they did was similar to Criminal Minds, except of course dated, because you know this is the way they did it in the 80s. So they were using some kinds of science or pseudoscience that we wouldn't use today. They, especially from this show, there was one guy who was an empath, and they called it empathic science. And he would go into a house. His job was to go into a house the first evening they were there, and he'd go in alone. And all of them had those little micro cassettes that were really popular back in the 80s. I remember my dad having one. And so they all had those and spoke into them. So this guy would go alone at night, and he would do this thing where he like went into a trance and started like asking all these questions, and then he like became the killer and started like putting himself in the killer's shoes. And then when he was all finished, he'd like say, you know, he'd know all this stuff about the killer's characteristics, or you know, they'd guess the color of the hair. And but like I said, once you got over that, the cases were really good, and the acting was really good, especially by David Soul. I know that's kind of laughable just to remember David Soul, but yeah, he played the main guy, so he would have been Gideon from the old Criminal Minds. And then they had a guy, and basically his job was, he was an old fart. He used old-fashioned policing techniques because he was an elderly, well, more elderly man. He was probably in his 50s, and, you know, the others were all in their 20s. So he used techniques from the 50s and the 60s, brought them to the table. Then that was M. Emmett Walsh, I believe, is his name, and he was a famous character actor back in the day. He did a really good job. And the other person who did a good job was Richard Kind. He was there for comical relief, really. But he had some poignant moments too, so yeah, good. I mean, it was a lot of famous people for the time, and of course they had guest stars like Law and Order, where the star is the bad guy. They let you know who the bad guy was in these episodes right away, so that, you know, first of all you get the crime, and then once they started investigating it, they would show what was going on from the criminal's point of view, so it didn't stay secret. So yeah, if you like criminal shows, look that up. It's on here. All 8 episodes are on here on YouTube. Just look up Unsub Complete Series. Okay, so what is that? That is smoke. Uh-oh. I wonder. Okay, let's get out the blender pencil. I've never used it from this set. Oh, not the blender pencil. The colorless blender. Okay, so let's see if it works. Okay. Liquid's coming out. Does not appear to be very strong. But of course red is the hardest color to erase. So I can only expect this to get down to a pink. But I think if I had my Winsor and Newton over here, this would erase a bit more. Let's try the other end. So yeah, not sure how good this blender is. Well, let's leave it at that. Like I said, red is the worst color to erase with a blender, alcohol blender. But that's what they're for. Anyways, if you wondered how to use an alcohol colorless blender, you use it to erase. It does not really blend. All it does is take away a layer. So, you know, if I used my blender up here, then I would have a lighter spot there. So you can use it on mistakes. You can always lighten your work with alcohol markers that way up to erasing them. You need to get them wet. You need to get to it fast so that it's wet enough to still erase. And of course, the lighter the color, the easier it is to erase. And red is just really hard to erase. You usually just get a pink. So I don't know what we're going to do with that smoke. Once you get the skin and the hair done of a bust portrait like this, there's not much left to do, is there? So, what color should her bodice be? Just gonna have a sip on my water. Okay, usually do the makeup last. Want to use some embellishments on that. Think I'll probably use my gel pens on all that. So let's do her bodice. So, don't think this is like a goth girl. She's just a rocker. So let's put a deep purple onto her. Let's see, either bright or deep. So what we'll go with. Could maybe do stripes. No, I don't think we need it. We could do purple and pink. or just 2 shades of purple, because I got vivid purple here is a red purple, and then ultramarine is, well, that's a purple blue. Definitely. Or I could go with deep violet. That's a bluish purple. Okay, so I want 81 and 85. There's 85, so I want 81, and it's the bluish, and there we are. 81 and 85. So I keep my markers here like separated in sections, so I always put blues back over here, put greens over here, reds and oranges at the back, yellows, so it makes it easier to find them. They're not just all random. Okay, so we will do stripes on her corset there. Let's start in the corner here and work our way out. So yesterday I got 2 books I had been waiting for in the mail, and those will remain a surprise. And I guess that's about all we've covered yesterday, which was Sunday. That was my day off from filming. But of course I did my editing, and I got the video that's up today, vlog number 2. I got that uploaded and ready to be posted today, so that went out this morning. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I've gotten a lot of positive feedback encouraging me to continue doing this. So, yeah, it really helps to be encouraged, because I always feel so, like, I think I'm terrible at coloring chats. People have told me they like them, but doing it this way is really, really, really different for me, and I actually enjoy my time doing this. So, we won't go much longer here. I'm going to try and track the times, because I think yesterday's video, like vlog number 2, I think it was just a little bit too long. It worked out to an hour and 45, and I'd like to keep these around an hour and a half, because I think people are more likely to sit down for an hour and a half. But once you get closer to 2 hours, like an hour and 45 minutes, people are a little daunted, or just feel like, no, they can't sit down for that long. So yeah, that's going to be my one problem of getting used to. So if I do have some longer ones out, just bear with as I get it all sorted out. But even just having recorded and uploaded number 2, it definitely improved upon the experience for me, and I knew more what to do than with number 1. So today was another nice day, and I had a box of books arrive. So I think that's pretty much everything that I'm ordering for this month. I will order any new books that my favorite authors come out with. So I have a small list of those authors. Alright, now she's got like really frightening like wings. They're jagged and they look like they have fire on them, or that they're torn. But no, they look more like fire, so it's kind of making me wonder if I should do them orange and then put some orange stickles on them. Orange doesn't really go with the picture though, but it would keep the warm colors up to the top. And I've got a warm and a cool purple down there. Well, let's do the eyes purple and blue. So I've got this one. And what shade of blue? Oh, sorry for doing my fingers. Oh, that annoys me. Let's go with 66. That is baby blue. So I'm going to do the eyes 81, deep violet, and 66, baby blue. And I'm going to do the two color technique. So I start off by doing the bottom half of the eye. This one needs a little bit to get started. I do lay these on their side, but when I'm using them I stand them up on end. I think maybe they've been stood up on end a bit too long for today. So I'll put this color in and keep the lids off both and blend back with the dark. And should be a final run with the blue. Something on the end there. There, that looks nice. And the other one. So, this week I have 2 doctor appointments that well, I won't say I have to go to because I won't be leaving the house for them. They're both telephone calls. I have my therapist on Wednesday, and she'll be calling me for a appointment. And then I think I told you guys last week that I had my psychiatrist appointment, but I had it wrong. It's this Thursday. It wasn't last Thursday. So I'll be talking to him over the phone as well. Okay, and we should use the last bit of blue. Those, oh yeah. That worked. Nice. Like those eyes. Okay, what color should her antennas be? And then I think we'll leave it. We use, I think I put it back. What color was the other purple that I was using? I can't have thrown it too far. I hope it's not too dark in here. I've got all my lights on. It's lavender. I don't know. I can't even remember what color I used. I can't have put it too far away. Oh, they're both here. Okay, so I think this is the one. Yeah, this is the red one. Okay, I'm gonna do this and then we'll put some sparkle on top of it. So yeah, this isn't gonna stay this way. It'll look nicer. Match nicer when it gets some stickles or gel pen on top of that. So I think maybe this week, well, it's not going to take us all week, but it'll take us another session, I guess, because tomorrow we can do her wings, and then there's just the embellishing to do with her. Alright, now I want to color in that little spot with the red. Anybody remember what red I used? Oh, I think I used 4. Vivid red. Yes, I did. I'll color that one in. It doesn't look right. That one up there does. Okay, so, I think I told you everything. Oh, well, I was going to tell you the reason why I'm filming so late tonight is because I had one of those days when I couldn't stay awake. I kept falling asleep, and then when I woke up, all I wanted to do was roll over and go to sleep. So I did not get very much coloring done today. It took me the whole entire day to color one of Tabitha Barnett's Broken Circles. So, yeah, not much. And we've done this, which is, what, 3/4 done? So, I'm going to log off now and come back tomorrow. Yeah, it hurts standing up. Hey, talk to you tomorrow. Hello. See, I'm logging in on Tuesday night around 8:30. So I'm going to show you a couple things. First I want to show you a book that I'm returning. I know I showed you a book I returned in, I think it was the last vlog or in my first one. I don't usually return books, but you saw why I returned the first one, and this one, it's just, I'm very disappointed in it. It is Intricate Patterns, Pattern from Famous Buildings Around the World by Demita Victoria. Now, all her books are nice, especially the ones with, well, I mean, the ones with women. That's what they're known for. They've got a few other ones. Those other ones haven't appealed to me, but I'm a pattern person, and this sounded really cool. That the patterns, like the front of this page here, the patterns are the door of a famous building and all around them. And they name the buildings, too. So on the back, we have these 4 pictures, which you can only see. You can see these online. They don't show you any other pictures. And of course, nobody had reviewed this book at that time. So yeah, I thought, hey, patterns, I'm there. And like I said, it looked cool. But I've issued a refund on this book, so I'm not going to open it all the way because I am returning it. But I just had to show you that, you know, it starts just like any other Demita Victoria book. They've changed the version to part, so. Now, here's the pictures, and I'm gonna do a zoom in for you, which I don't usually do, but there you go. These spaces are extremely tiny. Like, I use a pointing tool here. Who can color in these? Oh, I better use something softer. Okay. This is a Q-tip. It has not been used. It has hairs on it. It's from a cat. So, I mean, look how big the Q-tip is. The whole pattern is smaller than my Q-tip. Nobody can color that in. I mean, tell me a pen that would even fit in there. Fine liners would be humongous. So that's what we start off with, the first page. And then we get to, oh my God, absolutely uncolorable. Look at the top half of this pattern here. I mean, just look at this in here. It's just a teeny bit, well, it goes right to the end of the cotton on the end of this. And you could get your fine liner into the little blobs that are up there if you had a magnifying glass. But you couldn't get in between them to do the background. And seriously, oh, let's move this over and look at this pattern. Just unbelievable. And here, all these dots, yeah, sure, you could use a fine liner and dot the dots, but there's no way you're going to get behind and do the background. Then we move on to this one, and hey, I mean, like, this one seems huge compared to what we've just looked at. And then this one gets back into the extremely teeny again. We've got little dots here where we couldn't fill in the background. And I mean, this mess right here is just, this is colorable with a magnifying glass and a fine tip, but I like doing complex patterns, and I love doing that, but this is just, I mean, what is what? Some of these pictures, oh, here we go, here's another one. This one is absolutely uncolorable. No one could color this picture. Look at these. Like, how? How do you even get a fine liner would just blob that whole thing out? It's just, I mean, I'm just saying the same thing over and over again. These patterns are way too tiny for fine liners. And I don't know any colorist who colors with sewing pins. I mean, that's what you'd have to do. Dip a sewing pin into a thin paint and I can't think of anything small enough to get into this. This is just too big for fine liner, and I use fine liners. I know what size they are. This one seems colorable. And this one seems gigantic compared to what we've just been looking at. You could color this one except for this around here. You'd just have to color it all one color. Yeah, and that one's okay. And then back to this. I mean, we've got all these Chinese characters on here. The fine liner will get into some of them, but not into all of them. They won't look like what they're supposed to look like. And that's enough. I'm not going to go through it. I'm not going to say any more. I mean, you can see what my problem is with this book, and I think the majority of people will have the same opinion. Most people don't. There's a lot of people out there that do not like coloring patterns that are intricate, and this is just beyond intricate. So that is being returned and will not be seen on my channel again. The other thing is on a happier note. I am going to give you a sneak peek at one of Color, there we see it, Color, Questopia's Mandala books. I haven't checked in the last few days, but prior to that they had put out 3 mandalas, and these were their new books. So I love mandalas and I love Colored Questopia, so I thought I would just get these first 3 and see what I thought of them. So I'm in the middle of the road about them. The thing is, and I guess I mean, it doesn't say this on the front, but they're mosaic mandalas. Just like they do the mosaic coloring pictures, they've decided to make their mandalas into mosaics. Now, the trick thing, though, is that these pictures on the back are not mosaiced. So, we open the book up, though, and everything has lines around it. So you could like go through the whole thing and color in all the mosaics, and you could actually have it done. That would be a thing. You could do it in different colors. Usually you're doing that on a black background, but that's one way of doing these. Another way is of filling in all the insides and then doing adding the mosaic. These are going to be like a little, you're going to have to do them twice. If you're not just following the outlines, you're going to have to do them twice, because you're going to have to color the inside space and you're going to have to fill in the outside space. I can't imagine leaving them uncolored, because, well, I suppose it's something I would try. Though I think to me it's going to leave it looking undone if you leave those lines undone. So they're all like that. So they're all, you know, your traditional mandala. And you know, I really like some of these. I think I could get to like this. So, you know, I'm willing to give these a try. One thing I do like about them is that they're numbered. The pages are numbered, so, you know, you can do these with other people, or if someone likes the one you do, they can do it because they know what it'll turn out like. So, yeah, I'm quite pleased. Well, I mean, I don't want to say that I'm thrilled with them, because I'm not. I would have preferred if they were straightforward mandalas, or at least for them to have said they were mosaic on the cover. And listen to what it says right here. Large print, deep coloring book. What is deep? What does that mean? Large print, deep coloring book. I mean, I would have put mosaic there. Large print, mosaic coloring book. And are they large print? Those are very fine lines. And when you get into some of these, you know, like in the middle of these, you get, there's a guy walking across the street, and he's just staring up at me as he's walking across the street. I should have waved. Made him think I was on radio or something, at my own radio station. So yeah, there's that. And at the back of the book, they show examples for the other two that they came out with, and they're all the same. So the next one is Easy Adult Coloring Mandala Designs. Simple designs for adults. And it's the same thing. I couldn't see any difference. And then the last one is simply called, well, this one's called Mandala Meditation, and the other one's called Mandala Coloring. Now the picture on the front here shows it as being mosaic, and they've colored in all the lines black. This one doesn't. And this one certainly doesn't. I mean, there's no mosaics in here. And so yeah, the mandala coloring book, they don't see any difference. These look bigger. And this isn't even the one that's called the easy one. Yeah, no, this is just their straightforward one. These look easier. So, what have they got at the back? Are they advertising yet? Nope. So I'm keeping these. Like, there's nothing wrong with them. They're just different, and you're gonna have to gauge for yourself whether you want to add these to your collection or not. These will be coming up on my shoulder. Oh, these will be coming up on my channel at the end of the month with my month. Well, it'll be June's coloring supply and coloring book haul. So I thought I'd give you guys a sneak peek at something that's coming up on there. Then by watching this vlog, you're getting to see stuff that I wouldn't normally show you guys until the end of the month. And if you watch these things, you are getting bonus material. If you don't watch it, you won't know about what I've just told you. So you can feel like you got in on something. So yeah, I am positive I had somebody ask me about these questions. Ask me about these books, and I can't find that anywhere. It's disappeared. So that's all I wanted to pop on with today. I'm not feeling the great. I've had the just the absolute exhaustion and not being able to get up from sleeping all day. Every time I woke up, I thought about logging in and doing a bit of a video for you. And then I'd end up falling asleep again. So this time, I've woken up, and like it's, you know, night time now, and this is when I'm kind of like at my most awake during the day. So yeah, that's what I've got for you today. So I'm gonna sign off, and tomorrow I hope we're gonna bring out the Bad Fairy and finish her off tomorrow. This is really cool, being able to be with you during the whole entire coloring process on a picture. So, till we meet again. Hi guys, today is Wednesday, and I'm going to sit down and work on our Bad Fairy from Deborah Muller's Bad Fairies book. And we had got most of her done. I'm going to have to fix up the smoke here by putting Posca over that, get rid of it. And I don't have a gray Posca because that's kind of like the color I was going to do. Oh, I didn't bring my white Posca with me. No gray. So, it really took me a long time to think about what to do for her wings. Usually I do wings like in a very, very pale color, and then I outline them so that they look like they're transparent. So I decided to just do the same old thing. So I got myself a light orange because I just kind of felt that's what color her wings needed to be. So let's use the chisel tip on here, and we will color in light orange wings. If I sound kind of down or slow or not a lot of emotion, it's because I have had a day where I did nothing but sleep. And I know I said the same thing yesterday. Though I was awake for the morning when I had a telephone appointment with my therapist at 11:45, so that was good. Did all that, but then after lunch I just was exhausted, and I laid down, and I just kind of laid there and didn't move. This is not very juicy. I wonder if I should change to the other side or what. No, who cares to have more flow with this side. And we're almost finished. Yeah, so that's what I did this afternoon. The temperature here today was 36 degrees Celsius. And for the Americans out there, that is 97 degrees. So all I could do was lay there, not move, and stare at YouTube and then fall asleep. The result has left me with no energy whatsoever. Okay, so we're going to do the background, a dark blue. I'm going to use Posca for this. Well, I hope I can do this. I need my glasses for a start. Where are they? Oh, I just sat down today. I didn't prep. So I do this all the time. I search and search and search for my glasses and I can't find them. And I'll end up calling for one of my, either my husband or my son, to come help me find them because I haven't moved from my bed. So like, where on earth could they be? And they're on top of my head. Oh, I do that so often that I just don't feel them. And it's so embarrassing. One time I couldn't find I have two pairs of glasses. I have my old glasses and my new ones. My old ones are more comfortable, so I like wearing those. The new ones, I can see better. So sometimes I wear those. But anyways, one day I couldn't find my glasses. I looked all over, you know, they can't be far because I've only been in bed. So I think, well, there's my new glasses. I'm not going to bother calling somebody to come have a look for my glasses. So I take my new glasses and I put them on, and it feels a little strange at the ears, like it's kind of heavy and clunky, and it's just not right. So I put my hand up to my ear and I feel something, and all of a sudden I get this feeling, and up my hand goes, and yep, my glasses were on my head. So now I'm wearing two pairs of glasses, one pair on my head and one pair on my eyes. So that was embarrassing. I didn't tell anybody about that because they'd all just roll their eyes at me and go, yep, that's you all over. So yeah, if you've got a Posca pen, it is so easy to color in a background. I was thinking of going with black, but I don't have a black in this size. I need to order a set of blacks that are all, what size is this? 5M. It's a good one for filling in backgrounds. And it can get in fairly close. If you have a 1M in the same color, you can get into those tiny little bits. Also, you can use a Sharpie or something like that just to get into the little bits that you missed. It's not noticeable, especially if you're using black. See, I'm not real talkative today. It's just, like, I'm exhausted still. I feel like I could just go straight back to bed. One good thing is that I've been reading. You know, while I was laying there, I got out my book and I did a good read on that. So I think I'm up to 80-something%. So should finish it tonight or tomorrow, whenever I sit down with it again. Been with the same book for a long time. Kind of annoying. Okay, sorry, but I am a page mover. If that bothers you. That's kind of comes with the territory when you're watching me. I try not to move it too much because I know what it's like watching a picture being colored sideways. It's not as enjoyable as straight up, but if you're like me and a lot of the other coloring community, when you watch this type of video, you're doing something else anyways and just looking up occasionally when, you know, have a look at what's going on. So yeah, excuse me if I'm quiet for bits here. I'm gonna try and think of things to say, but I don't have a lot to say. Oh, I did finish the TV show I was watching. I don't know if I must have mentioned it yesterday because I had started it yesterday. Or did I just tell you at the beginning of this? I don't know if I'm repeating myself. No, I don't think I have. Okay, so anyways, I just finished watching this British series, and if I am repeating myself, then I'm sorry. And it's called Prey, Prey, and there was only just 2 seasons of it, which is a real shame because it was really good. The first season had John Sim in it, and I just absolutely love him. He is such a good actor. I love any show he's in. So, yeah, both episodes were about a person who, through no fault of their own, has found themselves involved in something really big, criminally wise. And the next thing you know, they're running from the law. And that's why it's called Prey, because then the show, the rest of the show is about them running from the, are we? Whoa, oh, blob. Okay, don't ever do that when you are pumping your paint pens. Do it on a separate piece of paper. Do not ever pump on your page, as that will happen. You'll get a blob of paint, and I am just lucky it didn't go all over the place. So now I'm just spreading it around here. Oh, I tell you, like when I'm coloring on camera, it seems to be a series of, okay, now don't do this and don't do that. Let me tell you how you're supposed to do it. Just do what I say, not what you see me do. Okay, so that's going to take a little while to dry, and it'll look okay once it's dry. So just keep my hand away from that side for a bit. Okay, so I'm just going to work down the middle over here, and we'll see what we get done. So I've got my fancy pens here, and if I have to go grab a gel pen, I'll bring, it's right here, so there's no biggie behind me. Alright, so she should have blue eyeshadow. And I need to have a scrap of paper beside me. What does this one turn out to be? No. So that's kind of cool. No, she doesn't have any pink on her. Alright, let's go with this one. Okay, so she's going to have blue eyeshadow on here. These are the Sparkle Pops. They're opaque though, so, oh, jeez. I just put my hand in the Posca. Oh, this is going to be a comedy of errors, people. Oh. Okay, now let's see if I can keep you in the screen. Okay. Don't put my hand in it. Hope it doesn't have the imprint of my hand in it when it dries. Okay. So I wiped it off. It's dry now. It's still there. So I have, I'm using the blue Sparkle Pop, which actually is turning green. It's green and blue together, so kind of weird. And they're opaque, so I may have to go over her eyebrows at the end. And then, feels like it should be up a little higher. She doesn't have a crease in this one. And then we put gold on the top. What color is this one? This is a Crazy Pop that's got gold and, well, gold and blue. I could have used that one. No, let's just get the straightforward gold. Put in our eyes. I turn it this way so I'm away from the wet. So I think I finished my thought on the show I was telling you about. Each series only has 3 3 episodes, so it's a quick watch. The thing that's the same about the 2 episodes is the cop. So in the second one, you do see some places that you saw in the first, but it's just because she polices in the same area, which I thought was very, very good for consistency. Okay, so now lips. I usually do red unless I don't. Now, this is red and green. And the green showing up the most. So let's just go for the red one, which is, oh, do I not have a red sparkle pop? I keep forgetting. Oh, I know what I like to use for red is my Decorez glitter, red glitter. This makes beautiful lips. It's almost like a paint. I have to tell you, I haven't a clue what color to color the cigarette. It has been so long since I saw one. Like, I don't even know anybody who smokes. I don't think I could be friends with someone who smokes as an ex-smoker, like in real life, because I mean, I wouldn't be able to tolerate them smoking around me. I absolutely hate the smell of it. And yeah, and you know, I wouldn't allow it like on my property even. So yeah, unfortunately I haven't had to make that decision. It might entirely, well, be a different choice if it really happened in real life and I liked someone enough to be my friend. But that's where I stand right now on it. So now, what the heck color is a cigarette? They're white, aren't they? And if they have a filter, the filter is like a light brown. The end is red though, so we could put some of that on. Oh no, orange. So have I got any sparkly orange? Yes, I do. So let's put orange at the end here. There. And let me grab my gel pens right here and see if we have like a tan color. Well, this is brown-ish, so let's color that part. And I have no idea what those rings are on it, so that'll have to stay that way. Now I want to get a white Posca to fill in. Oh, I thought I got it already. I already did. So I got this white Posca to fill in here. It needs a shake. It's watery. It's a problem. My Poscas go watery in the summertime because it's so hot here. So we'll just color this all in. I'll try not to hit the Okay, finish your sentence. Hit the black lines, because I think what I'll do is go over them. I wonder if I have gray. No, I already said I don't have gray Posca, didn't I? Oh. Lord have mercy. Do I not have a gray? I think there would be one. looking at the ones I haven't opened yet. Ah! No, that's silver, not gray. Well, I suppose I could use silver. Oh, this might work. I have some liquid graphite from Derwent line markers. Okay, so now it's turned all pink. I'm gonna have to go over that a second time. So we've got a bit of work on this guy, on her. So let's grab the white and do her. Actually, let's go with silver. Silver, here we go. I don't use this much. I like silver crosses, so that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, and speaking of smoke, oh my God, we are having such a problem, and honestly, I need to call somebody, but I don't know who to call about it. Is that, you know, I told you that my husband was sick. Well, one of his symptoms was that he was dizzy, and he was dizzy before he started throwing up, and I've missed a little bit of background there. He was dizzy before he started throwing up, and then after, when he was better, he was still dizzy. Like every day he was a little bit dizzy. Well, our neighbors have fire pit parties in their backyard. They always have, but last year it became a bylaw that we weren't allowed to do it anymore. So you can do it, it's illegal if you do it, and nobody's going to stop you unless the fire department gets called and they come in. Then they will stop you and fine you. Well, for the last couple of weeks, really is all we've had of, like, the good weather started a couple weeks ago. And they've been having these parties, and they smoke weed. And, you know, no matter what my opinion is of it, if you're doing it privately and it's not bothering me, then I don't care what you do. But they are filling our house with smoke. And I got up the other night. Sorry, I should keep coloring here just a minute. What color should we do for the tattoos? Well, let's get some of this Crazy Pop here, which is a blue pinky color. It'll be kind of weird. Let's do the star. So I woke up the other night, and the hall, like, I smelt in my room. I smelt this weird smell, and, you know, I mean, I know what it smells like. And I smelt this. It smells like skunk to me. And just a little bit, you know, coming like into my room a little bit. And I opened the door, and oh my goodness, I almost passed out by the pong in my hallway upstairs. And you could just see the smoke, just like haze hanging in the air. And it was absolutely terrible. And then I went into my husband's room. He had his window open, which goes on to their backyard. And his room was just full of the haze of the smoke. And it smelled like weed. Incredibly. Totally. And I'm like, you know, no wonder you're feeling dizzy if you've been breathing this in. Sleep in your sleep night after night. And so yeah, I told him to close his window, and we'll just have to see how he goes. Okay, you know, I really like that. That is awesome. It's like a combination of pink and blue. And when you tilt it one way, it's pink, and when you tilt it the other way, it's blue, but all together it's bluey pink. This is my Crazy Pop. And they don't have the color names on them, so I can't tell you. which one. I'm going to do AC/DC in that too, because that's awesome. Oh, so that, I would like to call somebody on that, because, I mean, they shouldn't be able to do that. I mean, like, fill my house with their smoke? That can't be right. Maybe if I called the fire department about their bonfires, that would be enough to get them to stop. I mean, it was powerful what they were doing out there. It wasn't just a couple of people with, you know, some minor joints. It was heavy duty stuff they were using. Definitely not the stuff you get for medical reasons. Because it's not illegal to smoke pot in Canada. It's only illegal to sell it without a license. Alrighty then. So, how long have we been? Oh, 26 minutes already? She's looking good though, isn't she? Yeah, well, I think I'm going to do the rose, and I'm going to do it in gel pens. So there's a pink, and there's a red. So I'm going to try and see if my rose technique works with gel pens. I've done it with pencils, and I've done it with markers, but I've never done it with gel pens. I don't see why it won't. Can you see? Yeah. So I go around the top edge of each petal with a light color. I'm partial to pink and red roses, so I usually use pink and red, but I have used other colors, as long as the one that you're using on the top is the lighter color, and the one that's going filling up the rest of the petal is the darker color. You're okay. Don't blend them or anything, you just let the lines stay where they are. Yeah, it's working. I thought it would. That's just whether it'll look good when it's done. So when this is done, I think I'm just going to go lay in bed and read some of my book and maybe finish it. I finally have some Dr. Pepper. I have a bottle of it. You just can't find the cans of it. And I'm talking diet, because I can't drink sweet pop. It's gross. Yeah, that's looking pretty. And we'll do her leaves in green. Looks like a decent green. I don't know, I like the idea of her having glitter tattoos. I'm gonna go over her top eyelashes with like a Sharpie, an ultrafine black permanent marker. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do. I have, what did I say I wanted the gray Posca for? Oh, to color the smoke. Well, you know what I'm going to do, just so that I can let it dry, is go over the white again here. Because, yeah, it's much better. Because the alcohol ink could kind of turn to the Posca pink. So I got to go over it with another layer. Yeah, that works. Perfect. So let that dry. And you can't see my handprint in the blue up there. So she's looking good, isn't she? Yeah, so I think I'm gonna, well, I don't know. I wonder if I should finish her offline, or, yeah, I will, so that you can see me color something differently. Because today's Wednesday. We got a few more days before I put this up online, so I will finish her on my own. I don't know what I'm doing. I will finish her on my own, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. And, yeah, so hopefully tomorrow's a better day and I can stay awake, which would be good. I have a telephone conference tomorrow with my psychiatrist, but his secretary calls up today, and she says that I have a scheduled tele appointment with my doctor, and she says, but if he can't make it, he'll call on Friday. So that's my screening time of having to wait for him at my appointed time on Thursday, or any time afterwards through Friday. Oh. No, it's not like I'm going anywhere on Friday, so just hopefully he doesn't call when I'm asleep. Oh, the humidity doesn't do me good. My hands, yeah, look, this hand is swollen. Look, I have pudgy hands to begin with, but you can tell that one's swollen up compared to this one. Yeah. Alright, so I'm logging off for today. Hello. Logging back in on Saturday morning. It is 7:30 and I'm the only one who's up, so I thought I would log in and talk to you guys for a little while. So while I chat, I'm going to be coloring in Love Treats Color by Number by Sachin Sachdeva. I started this last night before I got too tired and went to sleep. I had an early night last night. But you may have noticed that I didn't log in. Hang on, let me get my color here. Okay, so I'm using the Shuttle Art Markers, Alcohol Markers, and I've got all my colors here. So for green, I'm using 242 Cobalt Green Pale. And that's the number 3. Oh, I don't have a, here it is. Good thing I realized that. You may have noticed that I missed Thursday and Friday. Let's get her straight. I missed Thursday and Friday. I can't, it's too long ago for me to remember what happened on Thursday. I can't remember why I didn't post. I don't think I had a good reason. I think I just thought about it and just never did. So, let's start where we left off. Wednesday night, we had a massive thunderstorm, so it was really good that we had gotten the trees cut on, was it Monday? I don't know. I can't remember. You'll remember because I chatted to you guys about that. And yeah, so that was good. It was quite a big one here. It was more of a problem in different parts of the province. There was power outages in places, not here, and lots of trees falling. Ontario is a very lush landscape of trees all over the place. As you head north, it just becomes forest after forest after forest. But down in the south, there's still a lot of trees, even though it's largely populated. So anyways, that brought with it some nice, cool, fresh breezes on Thursday, which was a nice change after the stifling heat of the day before. And I think I told you guys that it was, what, 36 degrees? But, uh-oh, I'll be running out on me here. But when my husband came home from work, he said that they had actually said that it had gotten up to 41. So that is that's pretty hot. I haven't checked to see what that is in American, but it's over 100. I know that much, is that once we hit 40, we're over 100 in American temperatures. So yeah, it was nice, like really nice on Thursday with the cool winds and everything. And yesterday I didn't go out, but it looked nice out, and it was warm, but it wasn't like really hot. I guess you could probably say it was like high 20s. Well, maybe not high 20s. 20, I don't know. It was 80s anyways. Sometimes I think of my measurements in Celsius, and sometimes I think of my measurements in Fahrenheit. It looks like we just have this guy. So, I'll get you up to date with my reading and TV watching. I watched a show called Trauma, which was a British show. I think it was three episodes long, and it starred John Sim, and he's one of my favorite British actors. If he's in something, I know I'm gonna like it. And it was really good. It was probably more of a psychological, like there wasn't any mystery in it. It was drama, but you know, it was crime related, so yeah, I'd say it was a psychological drama. And that was really good. So I watched that, and then I started an American show called, I think it's called True Detective. It came out in 2014 and ran for 3 seasons. So I just like binge watched the first season. It was just like absolutely amazing. It's an anthology series where each season is a completely different story with different actors and characters and everything. So the first season starred, get this, Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey. And OMG, let's get 4, is pink. OMG, was it ever good. Oh man, it was good. So I'm not going to tell you anything about it. If you want to watch it, you can see if you can find it. So yeah, that was just really, 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 really good, and I binge watched it. You know what? I think that's what I did. I think that's what I did on Thursday. It might have been why I didn't post, because I kept thinking I would take a break and whatever, but I didn't take too many breaks. It was eight 1-hour episodes, so I watched 8 hours of TV that day. Yeah. So then, now I have started the 2nd season, and I've only watched a couple of episodes, but I think actually 2. And so far it's absolutely awesome too. And another stellar cast. It stars Colin Farrell, who's one of my favorite American actors. Well, Woody Harrelson is too. I mean, he doesn't do anything that's not fantastic. I love his dramatic performances more than his comic ones, but he's an excellent comic too, of course. That's how we came to know him, was through comedy. But yeah, I really like his dramatic stuff. So if anything has him in it, I'll sit down and watch it. So yeah, anyways, the 2nd season that I'm watching now stars Colin Farrell and Vince Vaughn, and I really like Vince Vaughn too. So it's another great cast. Now, I don't know who the main woman is, but when I was doing the credits, the name seemed familiar, and I think she's a famous actress too. It's just I'm not up to date on modern people. I know the ones that I've said so far because they've been at it a long time. But I don't know. Once the 2000s hit, this is going to make me sound old. I'm talking 20 years ago. Well, maybe not the 20s. But maybe not the 2000s. Maybe the 2010. Let's go back that far. So about 10 years ago, I stopped paying attention to what anybody's name was in movies, TV, and music. I wouldn't know a modern day famous musician if they hit me on the head. I have absolutely no. And same with the actors and actresses. Like, my sister watches a lot of movies, and she'll tell me, "Oh, you'll like this. It has so and so in it," and I'm like, "Who?" And she goes, "You know, the guy from blah blah blah," and I'm like, "What?" And she might go mentioning a couple more movies, and I'll go, "Sorry, never heard of it. Nope, don't know it." That's why I'm watching a show from 2014 that I've never heard of. It's like, I don't watch or read stuff until it's several years old. So anyways, great TV watching there if you're looking for something. I'm sure it's out on DVD. Let's see, what else? Oh, okay, books. So, whatever I said I was reading, oh, I know, I was reading the Dry by somebody or other, the one that was taking me ages to read. I finally finished it, and, you know, it was alright. It was good enough that it kept me reading, but it just was slow. It didn't have any, like, excitement, or I didn't find it majorly had major tension or anything like that. So, and I don't think I'd recommend it because, I mean, even though it was good, there are plenty, I mean, a zillion more books out there that are great. So why waste your time reading a good book when you could read a great one? That's what I always think. I give myself, when I'm reading a book, I give myself, if I'm reading a real book, which I don't do much anymore, I give myself 50 pages. And if I'm reading on my Kindle, which is about 99.9% of the time, I give myself 25%. And then if I'm not, well, if it's a really big book, like, 500 pages or more, I'll read 100 pages. Well, I guess from about 450 pages on, I'll give myself 100 pages. And if I'm not absolutely enthralled with the book, I stop. I don't really know why I kept going with the last one, because it just, yeah, it wasn't, what am I doing? It wasn't fantastic enough, you know what I mean? These are the colors I've used so far. Okay, so 5 is red. And what am I using? I'm using number 15, which is geranium. So the new book I just started is called All the Missing Girls, and if I have it right, the author's name is Melissa Miranda. I know Miranda is one of her names, so it's either Miranda something, Melissa Miranda, or something beginning with M, Miranda. But all you have to type in is All the Missing Girls, and the book will come up wherever you're searching for it, at the library or Amazon or whatever. So I've only just started that. I read the first chapter, which was 35 minutes long. So it's basically just a setup. There was nothing exciting. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I was okay reading that first chapter, but I like mystery and thrillers that start with, this is going to be kind of ugly if I do it the way they want me to do it. Yeah, I'm gonna add my own flair to this, because I really like coloring roses. So, well, this isn't a rose, but I like coloring flowers with 2 colors. So, what was I saying? I have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to go on with this book yet, because it hasn't gotten exciting, but I've only read the first chapter. The write-up of it sounds good, and it calls it a psychological thriller. It says it has lots of twists and turns, and just when you think you know what's going to happen, that everything totally twists on you. So those are pretty strong words to say about a book, so I'll give it its usual chance. I am not going to keep reading it, though, if I get, like I did the other one, where I was at 40%, and I didn't want to have wasted that time, so I made myself finish it. Not that it was hard. Like, I keep saying stuff that puts the dry down, and then I need to, like, quantify that by telling you it wasn't so bad. But it just didn't make you grab your seat, Wasn't that kind of book. So yeah, that's what I've started reading. If you want to read along with me, that would be cool. If I tell you guys what book I'm reading, and then you talk about it in the comments down below if you read it too. Yes, I don't know if I'm going to have enough things to talk about to make this very long. Oh, you'll have to excuse me. I woke up this morning with just kind of like a constant frog in my throat. And then I like clear my throat and cough to get rid of it. And it's like a dry cough, so it's just more like having a constant frog in your throat than actually having a cough. So if I start making weird sounds, that's what it's from. Or if I'm coughing more. What else can I tell you? Oh, I know what I can do. So let me finish this. So I can't remember what my Pick the Wheel book was. Let me see if it's here on the pile. Oh yeah, I don't know. Oh, okay, my last book that I picked from the wheel to color from Color Your Hoard was a Camellia Angelkova one. I forget the name of it, but it's the one that has it's one of her 100 books, and it's the one that has the square mandalas in it only. And so I colored in that. I can't remember if I did 2 or just 1. Usually I color 2, but something's telling me I only colored 1 in it. So anyways, the next book that I picked was this one. The Art of Mindfulness, Restful and Balanced Coloring. This is just a book of patterns. So I'm not going to color every page in here. Just going to do the patterns that I like. And I think I'm going to use alcohol markers, even though that will go through onto the other side. But I don't think there'd be a pattern on both sides of the page that I was like just absolutely in love with. So yeah, I'll try and color either the front or the back of a page if it's got a good pattern on it. Well, like this one right here, I don't know. I like coloring pictures like that. So yeah, I can definitely see myself coloring at least a picture on one side of the page, so I can use alcohol markers in it. So anyways, I'm just going to start at the beginning of that. So, well, which picture does that mean I'll be coloring? Because that would not be my first choice. Oh, there we go. We've got a mandala on the back there, and it's quite an, well, you know, sometimes I don't know what the difference is between saying it's intricate or it's detailed. I think to me intricate means that it's got a lot of fancy stuff in it, while detailed will mean that it's got, you know, small spaces and stuff. So I guess I would call this detailed. I'm going to have to use my extra fines on that, but I like doing those, so that's fine. So that basically covers Thursday and all my reading, watching, and coloring. I do have a buddy color coming up that I'll be doing this next week. It's a Deborah Muller one, so I probably won't do it on camera next week because we did a Deborah Muller this week. I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna like put variety into the types of things that I'm coloring on here. There, see, doesn't that look better than having just colored the whole entire thing red? I think so. So, we get to Thursday, and Thursday was a very bad day for me. I woke up and I hurt all over I just achy pain. It was more like it wasn't bad pain. It was like an ache just all through my whole body. And it was like a major fibro flare-up. And I couldn't get out of bed. So, you know, and I mean, I don't get out of bed a lot. I do make my way over here to this table. But I couldn't yesterday. I couldn't come over here and sit down. All I did yesterday was wake up, roll over, go back to sleep. The whole entire day. When I woke up, oh man. So yeah, so did not have a good day yesterday, and that's why I didn't log on. I just couldn't. I didn't even color. I couldn't color yesterday. Well, no, I did, because I started this last night. It was in the evening. After supper, I was able to sit up and watch TV. Yeah, that's when I watched those 2 episodes of True Detective. I watched those last night after supper, and I started coloring a bit. Well, you saw what I did. I did the first 2 colors, yellow and blue. And so, that leaves us with me going to bed early. 9 o'clock I went to bed last night. Took my bedtime pills. And they do include a sleeping pill. Now, this kind of sleeping pill I take isn't the kind that like makes you fall asleep. I take the kind that makes you feel sleepy, like calm and relaxed, and it makes yourself able to fall asleep. So that's what I take. I don't know what it's called. And so anyways, it works for me, because I have a really hard time with sleep. Though I didn't yesterday. So yeah, I spent all day sleeping, waking up, rolling over, and then I went to bed early, and I slept the whole night through. I only woke up once because my husband woke me up to tell me I was making weird noises. Apparently, I make weird noises while I sleep that annoy him. And I won't go into that any further. So this morning I wake up with the frog in my throat. But other than that, I feel good, except for being swollen. Like this hand. This hand is really swollen. That's only as far as I can make a fist with it. And my feet and my legs are swollen too. So I'm not going to be going anywhere or doing anything or moving around much. It'll be another day spent in bed. But at least I managed to get my way over here. And like I say, nothing's happened today because it was 7:30 when I started, and it looks like I haven't even gone half an hour yet, so that might be all I'm going to say, because I don't really have anything else to say about what I did. So I'm just going to finish up the 5s, which is this heart, and then I'll close. So that's the whole point of these things. And so I'll take a look and see how much time my if I put if I put all these videos together, I'll see how much time that takes up. And if it's around the hour-and-a-half mark, then this will be my closing. And if it's not near that, I will log on tomorrow quickly at some point, because Sundays I spend uploading and editing this, getting it ready for Mondays, for it to become live on Mondays. So, if this video is long enough, this is going to be me saying so long. Oh, a minute, I have to scratch. Oh, my arm won't reach. Oh, that's bad. Ah, ow. Okay, I need to go get, oh, now I'm starting to itch all over. I have to go get my back scratcher. Okay, so, yeah, I'm saying goodbye for the week, and I will see you next week, though there may be a little addendum to this, but otherwise, I'm saying goodbye. So I hope you're all well, and I look forward to conversing with you down in the comments. So let me know what you have to say, and I thank you so much for allowing me to spend a little time with you, and for you spending your time with me. So, bye for now.